Well, the wait is over. In my last video over Capcom's sword-swinging, demon-killing series, I admitted that I've never really been much of a fan of the series until I played Devil May Cry 4. I wish I could say I didn't know what I was waiting for, but that wasn't really the case. Devil May Cry has always been a pretty intimidating series due to its difficulty and its demand that you learn its combos to achieve success. Devil May Cry 5 continues this tradition, but it's not nearly as punishing to newcomers or beginners compared to past games in the series. DMC 5 presents you with two difficulty options at the beginning of the game, Human and Devil Hunter, acting as the beginner and normal modes respectively. Combined with the auto mode that lets you perform intricate combos by simply repeating simple button mashing, Human mode is probably the easiest the series has ever been. Things have changed since the original release of Devil May Cry 3, as the normal mode of the game is actually a very middling difficulty that I feel 90% of people should have no trouble playing through with almost no issue whatsoever. You'll have to unlock the other difficulties one by one after beating the prior difficulty. I think because of this, Devil May Cry 5 does a terrific job compared to the games of the series past anyway, of setting itself up to be played by both people who have casual interests in the series and those who will devote their time and energy towards learning how to tear apart every last demon they come across with ultimate style. My point is, if you're worried about the difficulty of the game, don't be. No matter your skill, you'll be pleased with the game's difficulty choices. So in case it wasn't obvious, Devil May Cry 5 is all about slicing, shooting, bashing, zapping, and completely obliterating every demon that gets in your way. This time around, we have 3 playable characters with their own unique style of fighting. There's the series' regular Dante, sporting his unique multitude of fighting styles similar to previous games. Dante can switch between 4 different modes of combat that all have their own set of combos and abilities, and he also comes with an arsenal of weapons that you'll unlock as you progress. Dante's a pretty damn versatile character, and no matter your playstyle, I'm sure there's a weapon combination of his, and a style combination at that you'll find enjoyable. However, switching between all of these weapons and fighting styles is what makes Dante such a fun character to play as.
He who desires but act not breeds pestilence.
Newcomer V utilizes his control over 3 demons to do his fighting. It's a little strange at first to play as V because you're not going to be up and close and personal for most of his fights, although it is pretty cool to stand back and let your demons do the work for you. There's the up close and personal Shadow, who will deal out most of your melee attacks. Then there's Griffin, a flying bird-like demon who will deal out most of your ranged combat. And it's especially fun when you call in the giant Nightmare, who will just come in and fuck everything up. Last but certainly not least, we have Nero, returning from Devil May Cry 4.
Somebody call a doctor?
Nero, having lost his demonic grabby arm, has replaced it with a robotic one. This Devil Breaker is more than equipped to handle the demons though, and with its grappling cord, you'll not notice it lacking in any way compared to the Devil Bringer arm. In fact, the Devil Breaker is incredibly versatile, giving that you can unlock and equip a load of different type of arms. I do wish that they would let you switch Devil Breakers on the fly. I think it would help add more to the combo system if I could switch between them, since they're all different and they have different movesets. You'll switch periodically between the 3 as the story progresses, and every now and then you'll be presented with a choice for which character you would like to play as for a given mission, although these instances are very few. Since you play as Nero for almost half of the game, and I enjoyed playing as him in Devil May Cry 4, I found myself enjoying his gameplay the most. Nero has unparalleled air combat, and the versatility of the Devil Breaker system is incredible to play with. There's just so many different arms to equip, and they all have a multitude of different special abilities that can totally change the way you perform your combos. Keep in mind, I definitely enjoyed my time with Dante and V as well, but man, I just love playing as Nero. The way you can smash demons is just as varied as the type of demons you'll encounter on your journey. Every new demon you encounter is different and has its own set of skills and defenses. You'll have to change your strategy and combos accordingly for each type of demon you fight. Boss fights especially are spectacles to witness, and you'll be zooming all over the place, dodging and punishing these large monstrosities. Levels are broken up into missions, and there's a grand total of 20 of them. Some of them can be rather lengthy, but they never feel like they overstay their welcome. That being said, there are a couple that are just boss fights and nothing more. The game is definitely not overly long, but it's not really short either. The multiple difficulties and extra abilities that you unlock after beating the game certainly help to extend the game's replay value though. The game's levels are ultimately linear, but they have a lot of branching pathways that'll lead you to different kind of secrets, whether it's upgrades or secret missions. Gameplay-wise, Devil May Cry 5 is a fantastic evolution of its past incarnations. The only thing I can really find to complain about is the camera can be a bit wonky in tighter areas, and I don't like how close up it can get when exploring the levels. However, during combat I had no issues with the camera whatsoever, so this is pretty much the definition of a nitpick. Holy shit! Let's talk about this game visually and audio-wise. Devil May Cry 5 uses the RE engine, or is it the RE engine? Anyway, it's the same engine used to make Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 2 Remake, and Dante and the gang have never looked better. Textures are slick and gruesome. Lighting is a thing to behold, especially when using the Overture Devil Breaker lightning attack. The game seems to run at a constant 60 FPS as well, with no slowdown, at least that I could register, even during the incredibly flashy combat sequences. Devil May Cry 5 took the gaming world by storm when it was revealed, and no small thanks to the song Devil Trigger. And I'm happy to say that while Devil Trigger is still my favorite song on the soundtrack, there are still plenty of great tunes to listen to while playing through Devil May Cry 5. In fact, one of the cooler things about DMC5 is each character has their own battle theme, and the songs become fuller as your style rank increases. Devil May Cry 5's story is something I think most people can enjoy even without knowing the series' history, although it definitely helps if you know who these people are. Luckily, the game does include a little series recap so you can catch up if you're new or if you've forgotten a few things. Honestly, if you're a fan of the series, I don't think there's going to be a lot of surprises for you here, but it's definitely still enjoyable. Overall, Devil May Cry 5 is everything it sets out to be, and it deserves all the praise it's received. It's fast-paced demon-slaying action from the devil you know, and the series has never been better. Gameplay is smooth and rapid, and it's an absolute joy to witness. I recommend Devil May Cry 5 to anyone who's willing to tear apart a demon or two. You'll have a wild time.
I get it. Who brought the marshmallows? 'Cause I'm bringing the fire. I gave you that one. You like that? And have some more.